Oh! Oh! Nice. Oh! Nice. Hello and welcome to the Phantom 4 CMRC Summer Bash recap video. And hello again. It's been a while. I've been pretty busy in the past year and a half since retiring Phantom 3, both with life stuff, but also building and competing with Phantom 4. This was its 6th event, so it's been around for a while, and I've been kind of working the kinks out of it, and this is really the first one where it worked the way it was supposed to. So I'll get into some of the past events later, but I wanted to get this video out and show everybody what this robot can do. Now, Phantom 4 is different from Phantom 3 where Phantom 3 on the left there was full billet. Phantom 4 is a smaller weapon billet that's mounted to a titanium base plate, and then it has 3D printed drive rails and all the other structure. Phantom 4 is also 4S, runs on brushless Blitzlight drive, and has 4 big chunky exposed wheels around the outside that help it maneuver in all kinds of different orientations in the arena. And so with the 4S and the increased weapon gearing to get it down to the same RPM, it has roughly double the torque with the same motor as it did before. And then I've got the Teco 3245 amp ESC on there. Motor and ESC both heat sunk to the billet, and that allows the robot to operate thermally the way it needs to. The first new thing for this event specifically is the self-rider. Now, this new self-rider is designed to prop the robot up at a high angle where the blade can't skip under the chassis anymore, and then allow it to roll onto the front where the self-rider sticks out past the front of the chassis, and it can just plop down like that. It also can self-right using the drive now, and there's an even faster method where combined drive, one side of the drive plus the weapon can self-right. And this is super consistent and reliable. I was just doing repetition after repetition, flipping myself and reflipping, and this got me super excited going into the event, having 3 different ways to self-right. The other big change for this robot this event is new blades. I got AR600 blades from Tri-City Laser, and I designed a new set of anti-vertical spinner blades, which are super wide at the base. And I was trying to maximize deflection here, so the blade can deflect almost 2 inches before it starts to yield, and it's designed to spread that strain as far along the length of the blade as possible. And so where thicker blades in the past have bent on me, this one's meant to just spring up and down, and then I've got some lighter blades for the different configurations, and so I'm really excited about this set of AR600 blades. So now on to the first fight, up against Saccharine, driven and built by Claire from Team WPI. And this was a good test of the robot to go against a vertical spinner here with the new anti-vert blade. And having no trouble getting up to speed here. I'm trying not to drive into a wall while trying to chase her down as she's upside down, but just being cautious. But weapon to weapon has been going my way this fight so far. And got stuck here. I thought in these metal UHMW NHRL style walls I couldn't, but she hits me out of that. The blade took that hit just fine. And then finally got my first wheel and second wheel. And that's the match. Here you can see the damage. I cut into her uprights, and she gave me both of those as war trophies. And super great first match to start off the day. Second fight up against Blink, driven and built by Ezekiel from Team Too Hot to Handle. Just graduated WPI this past year. Blink is a scary robot that has bent a lot of horizontal blades, so this was another good test. See if my blade could handle the punishment. And here, my self-rider goes up inside his belt, his weapon belt, and twists it out, messes up his weapon. So that was kind of a lucky break, but from here it's on me to try to convert the match into a win. And I get stuck in the wall again, and something happens in here where one-sided drive locks up. So then I'm just crab walking, but I've still got my weapon. I can still self-right with one-sided drive and the weapon, so... I get hung up on a piece of debris here, so I throttled my weapon down, and then throttled it back up, and the spin-up torque was able to knock me loose. One of the advantages of having such a torquey weapon.
Ooh, smoking.
He tried to spin up again with his twisted belt, and it ended up causing some smoke, and then I'm just trying to chase him down across the box. He's smart enough to show me his face before I get there to hit him, so I don't get enough get a hit on his back. And then from here, just trying to show aggression, get some damage. And so it goes to the judges. I was pretty aggressive throughout the fight, managed to take out his weapon. One-sided drive went down on my robot, so damage is a little bit even, maybe a little bit favoring me given all the hits I got on him. You can see some of the damage there on Blink. Judges ended up ruling for me. Alright, now we're into the brackets out of the qualifiers, and my first bracket fight is up against Verticalizer, built and driven by Joey from Team Chua Heavy Industries. And Verticalizer is a vertical spinning thwack bot. So it's got a fingertech beater, I think it's the ant weight beater weapon on the back, and then swings it around like a tail. Kind of based on the Thagamizer design, but vertical. He's got a big, chunky aluminum wedge on the back, though, so I'm not going to go through it, probably, so I have to be careful. Or just send it and hit it from the start.
Ooh.
Sends me gyring a bit, but managed to get back up.
Oh.
Another big hit, just sending it, trying to see when I can get going. And then here I'm a little more tactical and just get a slow hit that ends up dragging his whole weapon, or his entire robot, through my weapon. And after that he taps out. You can see some of the damage here. I added a few new marks to the wedge, as well as his wheel guard on the other side, and bent up his weapon assembly and got his motor pulley somehow. All just in that last hit where I pulled him through the blade.
Alright, we got Phantom 4 versus Termination shock here with the giant alien.
Trying to scoop under me and come down overhead with his hammer saw. So immediately I beat it into the wall and get pinned, but I'm able to sort of escape, kind of. He ends up getting a hit on the front armor, I think, or not. I'm able to kind of dodge that, get spun up. It's going to be a battle here to stay spun up and away from him and off that dustpan, but see what I can do here. Termination Shock was the golden dumpster winner at June NHRL, and he had, I think, like a 10-match win streak going before this, so here he gets me in a really nice pin. My base peg's exposed. I'm trying to get out of it, but he gets a nasty hit right on the titanium base plate. I followed up with a nice double hit on his side and the arm there. But his weapon seems to still be working, so got my work cut out for me. This is where some of the reliability and self-righting ability on this newest iteration come into play. Previous versions of Phantom would not have been able to cycle between hits quickly enough to keep up with this robot. And I'm just trying to hack away at the TPU pieces that protect the arm.
He's losing a lot of the pieces to protect his arm gear.
If I can get that arm to not swing anymore, then he's a lot less dangerous, but... I get stuck in the floor here, but when he tries to get under me, then I manage to kind of drive myself out on his baleen.
That's actually the smart build.
Great weapon reliability from Phantom here. I don't think I've ever seen Phantom dish out this many hits without its weapon going down before.
But it's been doing more damage to that guy than that.
Oh! Oh! There's bits everywhere.
At this point, the match is going long enough. It's probably going to go to a JD. I just need to show aggression here and not get any subsystems disabled on my robot.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to walk out of it.
Good hit on the end, on the arm. Take off that TPU guard that's on the hub motor. And then one last little shot there.
The motor still seems to be spinning miraculously there. Nice. That was a great fight. Oh, you sniped the wires to the hub motor, Nick. On that last hit, you took the wires out of the hub motor.
So pretty psyched to not just have survived that fight, but to have been able to put on as good of a fight as I did. And that's got to be one of the hardest matches I've ever driven. So kudos to Alex from Team WPI, builder of this robot, forgot to mention his name, for building a fantastic hammer saw and a fantastic robot. Here's some of the damage on Termination Shock. I managed to snipe the wires that go to his hub motor and just hacked off all but one of the little top TPU pieces up there. Didn't quite get to his arm, but there was a gearbox or shaft issue I think he mentioned. And then he got a gnarly hit on my base plate. So you can see there where it gouged in and dented in the plate. And this was really scary because you can see how it came into the other side, cracked through the plate, and dented into the bottom of the battery. So I ended up checking this battery because that is really sketchy. He got through the outer casing but didn't quite puncture any of the cells, which is really good. Next fight is up against Sad Octopus, driven by Cam from, I don't remember the team name, but it's a family team. He and his sister were driving identical robots. I think Cam is the defending champion of this competition with Sad Octopus, so another really tough match here. I managed to win some of the opening engagements going from head to head, but I gotta be careful. My strategy involves getting a lot of bite on the opponent, but if I go the wrong direction, which is easy to do when I have a big blade trying to veer my direction off, it's really easy to just bean it into the wall. He gets a couple hits on me. So far nobody's managed to bend my anti-vert blade, so I have a lot of confidence sending it into his robot. But it's still tough to chase him down when he's upside down, which is really when I want to get some damage in.
Nice. Oh! Nice. Come on, Nick, you got this, you got this.
So here he's starting to slow down. I think one side of his drive and his weapon were getting a little messed up, so I'm just trying to pile on the pain here. And here he calls his unstick. And the match resumes. Here I'm just trying to get some hits on the back. Trying to give him an opportunity to get counted out, but he's still moving, he's still fighting, so...
Going to his back right wheel. He has no tire.
I'm going to keep hitting.
Yeah, back right's done. He's done. He's done.
And then here, I don't know if he still had anything or not, but you can see maybe one side's still spinning, but that's about it.
5, 4, 3,
Sad Octopus is sad.
1, the knockout.
Very, very sad Octopus. That was awesome, Nick.
And then from there on to the semi-final to fight Cam's younger sister Nora with Captain Chaos. So another very scary vert. It was a big back and forth against Cam there, so I'm feeling confident but also nervous going into another fight. Just got to do it again. Just got to do it again, I kept telling myself.
You're going to get this fight started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Trying really hard not to beat it to the wall on the first hit this time. Managed to get a good hit there. One of the big benefits of going into these exchanges and hitting the vert from the side is that it tends to flip them over with their own gyro. It's nice to not be the robot that's worrying about getting stuck upside down in these matchups anymore. Trying to chase her down while she's upside down, but it's tricky. I don't want to hit the wall. And then here my transmitter starts having, or maybe my receiver and BEC start having issues where the robot, during spin up, I think it's browning out, and there's a bit of lag on the controls, and so I'm trying to just maintain control of myself here. And she starts getting a really good combo of hits on me that made me nervous. But the robot's still working. Still spinning. And if I'm spinning, I'm winning. She's getting more hits here. It's getting tricky to control my own robot, but I'm still able to self-right. I'm still able to spin up. I'm still able to drive, so all I can do is try to get those hits in. A little bit of back and forth on the drive in there. Managed to get a good side shot. And then finally a good hit while she's upside down. And another one. And that seems to be the hit that finally did something. I'll go in for one more hit for good measure on the back. Trying to get myself used to the NHRL school of keep hitting until they're really done, but this one goes to the judges. But I've got all my function. She doesn't seem to have any of hers left. And here's the damage on the two robots. I managed to split open the weapon of Sad Octopus and get some really good hits on the side guards and the wheels and yank out axles and stuff. So this was really gratifying after 10 years to be able to beat up on a couple of elite vertical spinners and really show what this robot can do against modern beetles. And we're on to the finals. I'm 6-0 so far on the day. I had some frantic repairs trying to get back in because I had a drive motor lock up after the Captain Chaos fight. Had to switch back to the Termination shot copy of the robot and replace the base plate, which had been destroyed. So we both had some frantic repairs. I think I had more. And going into this final against Prince, couple of my own teammates, Lyndon and Jillian. Jillian's driving here. She knows this archetype like the back of her hand. They joined Bloodsport this year, and they are just fantastic builders. So I knew this was going to be a tough fight. I'm trying to stay spun up here, try to win some engagements. But this is battle of the big weapons. I think between the two of us, we showed that robots that have a lot of reach to their weapons and are purple can be really dominant. And then my weapon goes down. So it ended up being the bearings in the blade exploded, and that seizing from the blade also took out the motor gear, started to crack it here. And I'm just at Prince's mercy, which is not a nice place to be, but it's the final, so I'm not going to tap. Who's going to tap in the final? You want to knock me out, you got to prove it. Here I'm down one of my drive belts, but I've still got 3-wheel drive. Still able to self-right with just the drive. And then the weapon comes back to life one last time, spinning in reverse. Here I get it to spin the right way. I get a nice hit. And now it's done for good. The pieces of the weapon gear you can see start ejecting out of the robot after that. Yeah, there goes part of the gear. And now
The gear is evaporating.
at this point just trying to get anything going that I can, but it's pretty clear that Prince is dominating this. Without a weapon, and I didn't prep any ground game configs for this event. I just wanted to focus on the fundamentals. Maybe a fork would have been good for me here, but we get to the end of the fight. It goes to the judges, and Prince is declared the victor. So congrats to Lyndon and Jillian for a fantastic event win. And this was about as close as you can get to the 10-year anniversary event for Phantom. Phantom 1 competed on August 13th, 2016 at the Central Illinois Bot Brawl in Peoria, and lasted all of about 6 seconds. And 10 years and 2 days later, I managed to come out and really show what 10 years of working on this archetype can do. Everyone, well, not everyone, but it's been a long time trying to get the robot to self-right and to win those weapon-to-weapon engagements with vertical spinners, and to not have the blade bend, and maintain control of the robot and not have the robot just go completely unstable. And working through every one of these problems where it really seemed like the overhead horizontal spinner archetype just had fundamental flaws that were holding it back. And I really wanted to see what would happen if those problems could be solved. And here is the result. And I am really happy about seeing it finally work. I'm so glad I could come out on the 10-year anniversary of this robot and show everyone really what Phantom can do. And I just want to thank everybody that's helped me along the way, all my teammates, everyone that's helped give me design advice and encouragement to stick with it. There were a lot of times I thought about retiring this robot and moving on to something that wins more. But now we're in a world where robots are all made of TPU, and I have a big thin blade that can cut through it. And I just have to not lose to myself. And yeah, thank you to everybody who's ever helped me with this robot or, my robot career at all. And I look forward to seeing what this robot can do with a few more refinements. Hopefully get my bearings to not explode. Try to address some of the drive motor issues I had throughout the event. Maybe come up with a better top armor config to face those hammer saws. And I think I'm going to bring this robot to an NHRL next year. So watch out for that. And last but not least, thank you to everybody who's supported this channel over the years. It's been a fantastic 10 years. And I can't wait to bring you more robot carnage in the future. So stay tuned for more Phantom 4 content. And just from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone.